Are your antique textiles authentic or are they fakes? Imagine holding a piece of history in your hands, wondering if it's the real deal or just a clever imitation. That's a common question for collectors of antique textiles. Today, we're going to look at how you can tell if your vintage fabric is genuine or a reproduction. First, check the fibers used. Authentic antique textiles are made from natural fibers like cotton, wool, silk, or linen. These materials were common before the mid-1900s. If your textile contains synthetic fibers like polyester or nylon, it's likely a modern reproduction. Sometimes, fakes use these materials to mimic older fabrics, so it's an important clue. Next, examine the weave and construction. Different time periods had distinct weaving styles. For example, hand-woven textiles often have slight irregularities, while machine-made fabrics are very uniform. Look for signs of hand-stitching or uneven thread tension. Damask or brocade patterns from specific eras can also help date the piece. If the weave looks too perfect or machine-made, it might be a modern copy. Labels and tags can tell you a lot. Vintage clothing and textiles often have labels with specific fonts, logos, or RN numbers. RN stands for Registered Identification Number, which can help date the item. If the label looks new or uses fonts not available during the claimed period, it could be a fake. Condition is another key factor. Genuine antique textiles usually show signs of age like fading, fraying, or delicate wear. But they shouldn't look artificially altered. If a textile appears overly bright or has been heavily cleaned or bleached, it might be a reproduction. Repairs or new threads woven into old fabric can also be a red flag. Provenance or the history of the piece can help verify authenticity. Pieces with documentation, sales records, or previous appraisals are more likely to be genuine. If there's no history or the story seems vague, it's harder to be sure. For a more scientific approach, experts can analyze fibers and dyes without damaging the textile. These tests can identify the materials used and sometimes reveal where and when the piece was made. In short, to tell if your antique textiles are real, look at the materials, weave, labels, condition, and history. When in doubt, consulting a knowledgeable appraiser or specialist can give you peace of mind. Remember, a careful eye and some research can help you spot the authentic from the fake.